الله أكبر الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله.
الحمد لله رب العالمين، أحمده فلا أحد يستحق الحمد سواه، وأصلي وأسلم على خيرته من خلقه ومصطفاه سيدنا محمد بن عبد الله وآله وصحبه ومن والاه واهتدى بهداه. ونشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له في ملكه ولا مناوئ له في سلطانه، ونشهد أن سيدنا ونبينا وإمامنا وعظيمنا وحبيبنا وقدوتنا محمدا صلى الله عليه وآله وصحبه وسلم كلما تعاقب الليل والنهار اللهم اجمعنا به كما آمنا به ولم نره، واجزه عنا وعن والدينا والإسلام والمسلمين خير ما جزيت به نبيا عن أمته ورسولا عن رسالته، وأحينا على سنته واقبضنا على ملته واحشرنا في زمرته يوم العرض عليك يا رب العالمين، اللهم آمين. يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله حق تقاته ولا تموتن إلا وأنتم مسلمون. يا أيها الناس اتقوا ربكم الذي خلقكم من نفس واحدة وخلق منها زوجها وبث منهما رجالا كثيرا ونساء، واتقوا الله الذي تساءلون به والأرحام إن الله كان عليكم رقيبا. يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله وقولوا قولا سديدا يصلح لكم أعمالكم ويغفر لكم ذنوبكم، ومن يطع الله ورسوله فقد فاز فوزا عظيما. أما بعد، فإن أصدق الحديث كلام الله تعالى، وأحسن الهدي هدي سيدنا محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم، وشر الأمور محدثاتها، وكل محدثة بدعة، وكل بدعة ضلالة، وكل ضلالة في النار. All praise is only for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We all praise Him as the one true God. And we all thank Him, and we all resort to Him for help and assistance. Whomever He guides, no one can misguide. And whomever He leads astray, no one can show guidance. We all bear witness that there is no God worthy of worship except Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And that Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam is the servant of Allah and the seal of all of His prophets and messengers. O Allah, shower your peace, blessings and mercy on the soul of Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. O Allah, make us live according to His way and die on His way and be with Him in the day of judgment. Allahumma ameen. Ramadan wa mafhum al-Ummah. The concept of Ummah and how can we think of it and reflect on it, especially during this time of fasting during Ramadan. إن مفهوم الأمة أيها الأكارم، الإسلام جاء فوحد بين بشر على أشد ما يكون من الخلاف. Islam came to put together an ummah that, if we look at the smaller sample of it in the very beginning in the Arabia, the time of the Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam, وحد بين قبائل ما كان لها أن تتحد أبدا. ثم صاغ في هذا الإطار وصبغ بهذه الصبغة أمما على غير اللغة وعلى غير الثقافة وعلى غير الموروث التاريخي. Islam came to shape all of these different tribes of Arabia that used to fight against each other for years and on very trivial reasons. And then Islam amazingly got on board and molded with this ummah, and into this ummah even people of different backgrounds, completely different cultures and languages and what have you, like Egyptians, like the Romans, like Persians. East and West Islam is spread because it came with the concept of ummah. وَكَذَلِكَ جَعَلْنَاكُمْ أُمَّةً وَاحِدَةً. And such we have made you into one ummah. كُنْتُمْ خَيْرَ أُمَّةً. You are the best of nations. One nation that's the best of nations set out for people. لا نتكلم عن مفهوم الأمة بالمفهوم التسخيري. فهناك مفهوم تسخيري لكلمة أمة يكون للبشر كما يكون للحيوانات. وما من دابة في الأرض ولا طائر يطير بجناحيه إلا أمم أمثالكم. We belong to the Ummah of al-Bashar, to the nation of humans. By creation, just like birds belong to the different nations. Birds constitute one nation, different kind of animals would constitute, a nation by themselves. This is not the nation we're talking about, even though we definitely have so many common things with humans as being one member of this ummah. But today we're talking about being one member of the ummah that we choose to be part of. Jews choose to be Jewish, that's why they form one ummah. Gay, they choose to adopt this form of ideology or way of life or choices, and they form a group or society or ummah, a nation that believe in this way. And they have so many common things. Muslims, they chose the best way that was chosen to them and shown to them by Allah to be one ummah, one nation. What happened to Muslims? ماذا دها المسلمين؟ ماذا حصل؟ ماذا حصل لأبناء خالد وأحفاد عمر وأتباع قطز وخلائق صلاح الدين وقتيبة بن مسلم وسائر الصحابة والعلماء وابن الهيثم والبيروني؟ ماذا حصل؟ What happened to this nation that was under one leader at a certain point? And they have scholars, a group of scholars that they all would respect and go by whatever they say. What happened to the ummah that used to take pride in one thing? They used to be affected, they used to share the emotions and the passion and the love, and they used to have so many common things. What happened to this ummah? وَأَطِيعُوا اللَّهَ وَرَسُولَهُ وَلَا تَنَازَعُوا فَتَفْشَلُوا. Obey Allah and His Messenger and do not make tanazur, do not be in conflict with one another. Otherwise, فَتَفْشَلُوا, you would fail. وَتَذْهَبَ رِيحُكُمْ, and your power would be gone. And that's what we are witnessing right now. That's what we're witnessing right now. النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم يأمرنا أو يشير علينا، يوضح لنا ما يرضاه الله لنا، فيقول إن الله يرضى لكم ثلاثا. Indeed, Allah approves three things for you. أن تعبدوه ولا تشركوا به شيئا. To worship Him. أمة متحدة على التوحيد. This, the first essence of this ummah is التوحيد. أن تعبدوه ولا تشركوا به شيئا. To worship Him alone. And number two has to do with tawheed also. Is to avoid any other way of polytheism. وَلَا تُشْرِكُوا بِهِ شَيْئًا. That's number two. And then the third will be أَن تَعْتَصِمُوا بِحَبْلِ اللَّهِ جَمِيعًا وَلَا تَفَرَّقُوا. And that you hold firm, all of you, to the robe of Allah and do not divide. And do not divide. نهى عن الأمر بالاعتصام ونهى عن الفرقة. He ordered us as a command to be together, and He forbade us from dividing, and He told us about the consequences of division, what's going to happen. Actually, we are in full conformity, not only with ourselves as one nation. We belong to the same nation of Ibrahim alayhi salam, wa Nuh, شرع لكم من الدين ما وصى به نوحا والذي أوحينا إليك وما وصينا به إبراهيم وموسى وعيسى أن أقيموا الدين ولا تتفرقوا فيه. Being one ummah behind Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam means you belong to the bigger ummah of all the revealed religion, one religion from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, which is the same way of Nuh, Deen Nuh wa Ibrahim, wa Musa wa Isa, one nation that accepts Allah Azza wa Jalla as the Lord. ويعني واقع المسلمين مليء بالشجون، فمن المسلمين الآن من يقذف بمدافع الصواريخ، وللعجب العجاب فإن من المسلمين أيضا من يؤيد ذلك ويحث عليه ويفرح به، وقد نهى بنفسه عن أمة المسلمين حين صنع ذلك. والله قد خرج عن إطار أمة المسلمين حين صنع ذلك، لأن أمة واحدة يسوءها ما يسوء الفرد الواحد. إذا اشتكى منه عضو تداعى له سائر الأعضاء. If this ummah is like a body, this is that كلام النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم. When one organ, one part is suffering, then everybody is suffering. Now some organs are saying, you are suffering, yes, because you deserve to suffer. You make mistakes. We don't have nothing to do with you. No, the body will suffer no matter what. Even if you do not follow the right medical conditions, other organs of the body should suffer and will suffer, naturally suffer, because of the suffering of one organ of this body. ذهب الريح، هذا الواقع. وفشل المسلمون are as one ummah. Not talking about Muslims being Muslims and good, but forming one ummah. That's the concept of what I'm talking about. It's not there. It's not there. Or at least it's not like it was just like 200 years ago, or less than that. When Muslims were, wherever they go, in this big border of دولة الإسلام، أمة الإسلام، خلافة الإسلام، حتى صرنا الآن تذكر خلافة أنت إرهابي. الله أكبر. صار المسلمون أشياعا وقبائل، يعني تكرار لما فعله العرب في أشكال أخرى. Just a repetition of what Islam came to demolish in different forms. فهذه الأمة المصرية، وهذه الأمة الإيرانية، وهذه الأمة السعودية، وهذه الأمة الملوخية، أحلامهم واحدة، نشيدهم الوطني واحد. وضعوا الحدود بينهم أسلاك شائكة. وقد كان من قبل يذهب الفرد من إقليم من الأقاليم إلى إقليم آخر فيتولى القضاء، بل ويتولى رئاسة الإقليم هذا، بل ويأخذ من المناصب ما يستحقه. بل صار المملوكين، المماليك، صارت لهم دولة. Even the slaves. And again, so many concepts of Islam are not clear even in the minds of Muslims. Slaves, those who came from background of slavery, they had equal rights to everybody else, political rights and everybody, that they become on the top of the Ummah. And they led. Not a problem. Not a problem. That was an Ummah, and what we live nowadays is something else. Is completely something else, as Allah Azza wa Jalla described. So instead of بدلا من أن يعني نمعي ونبكي ونتباكى ندرس معا، ولعل يعني العلم يفتح لنا الأبواب. ما سبب الفرقة؟ ما سبب الخلاف؟ لماذا تفرق المسلمون؟ Why did Muslims divide? Number one thing, we divided بعد أن كانوا أمة واحدة وخلافة واحدة وقائد واحد قوي أو ضعيف لا يهم. طبعا إذا كانت دولة قوية ومن أقوى الدول فهذا مطلوب. If it's a strong country and strong, that's what we're looking for. But you know, letting go of a sick body, killing a sick person, thinking that this is a solution, is actually some kind of khabal. You cure, if somebody is sick, you cure him. You try to fix the problems. Now what happened after the occupation, that they call it wrongly, سموه بغير اسمه, استعمار. The other nations that took the Muslim land, we call it, even our Arabs call it istimar, which is a very nice name. They came to establish imara. They came to establish history. They came to establish good things. وهو احتلال, and it's occupation. Then when they left, what happened is Egypt and Sudan would be the same thing, one region. No, they are now two countries. And now down the road, Sudan has to divide. Iraq will be a big region, but now down the road, oh, it has to be into three parts. الدولة الكردية, الدولة السنية, الدولة الشيعية. And then Libya is, they're talking about stuff. Yemen, talking about other stuff. Even when we are, before even the Rabi' al-Arabi, the Arab Spring or anything, when we were so-called stable and everything, بيضة المسلمين ودولة المسلمين, تجد ما كان سائدا بينهم. You cannot go to the next country without so many papers and so many. If you do not belong to Saudi Arabia, for example, no matter what, even if you are an Egyptian, which is a bordering country, even if you are a Yemeni, which is a bordering country, you are just like an American, you are just like an Indian, you're just like anybody else. Muslim or non-Muslim, you are a foreigner for us. فهل هذا هو مفهوم الأمة؟ لا، بلاش مفهوم الأمة. الآن الخليج، الآن المغرب، الآن كذا وكذا وكذا وكذا. هذا أحد أسباب الفرقة. اختلفت النظم. Everybody is teaching his own way of history, the history of this الدولة الفرعونية. ينتسب المصريون بفرعونيتهم. والفرعونية ملعونة في القرآن ومذمومة. طبعا لا نتكلم عن الحضارة وكذا، هذا بلا شك. البشر جميعا, all humans, they would look at what this group of people did and built as something special, but not into their way of life, but not calling themselves Fara'ina, pharaohs, but not adopting their strategies and ways. No, because that was wrong. And the other people would call themselves all Persians. This is المارونية, هذه ما أعرف إيش. أين الإسلام؟ أين مفهوم الأمة? Where? Got it. Teaching and نظم التعليم, teaching them education systems will be completely different. هذا يمجد في الخليفة والدولة هذا ابن فلان مؤسس الدولة الحديثة والدولة بقى لها 20 سنة حديثة. They will teach them histories that's not the right history. The right history that gets us all together is the same history of Musa ibn Musayyib and Uqba ibn Nafi and Umar ibn al-Khattab and Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. They will not teach it much. They will teach Maddatul Deen, the subject of religion. But guess what? In Muslim countries, or at least where I came from, in Egypt, they will not give you a score for this. They will not. It doesn't count in the final score of grades. I mean, some people, I'm saying this and I feel ashamed in front of the Muslims who accept Islam from this land. Believe it or not, this is something, believe it or not. Muslims in a Muslim country and in other countries as well, you can go and you can take the religion subject, but it's not going to count in the final score. And amazingly enough, you will find Muslims, and maybe some people sitting here right now, they think it's okay. What are you teaching to your kids if you're telling them, well, if you score well or not, it's not going to make a big of a difference when it comes to deen. Oh, we have to respect other minorities and other stuff. Okay? Legislation. Islam came as an aqidah. It came as a form of, shapes your faith. That's what Islam. آمن الرسول بكذا وكذا وكذا والمؤمنون. The Prophet, the Messenger, and the believers, they have a belief system. What is it? Mentioned in the Quran. But it's not only that. لهم نظام تعبدي شعائري. That's what we're doing now. We have a system of rituals. We have a system of legislation. I mean, let's not talk about القياس رغم أنه من المتفق عليه أو يكاد يكون من المتفق عليه كمصدر من مصادر التشريع. Let's not talk about even consensus, which is متفق عليه من مصادر التشريع, agreed on as one of the sources of أحكام الإسلام. But let's talk about Quran, which no Muslim or Shia or anybody would disagree on. Quran. Don't we read in Quran? Don't we have an economic system in the Quran? Don't we have a legislative system in the Quran? We read it. Come on, brothers. I mean, are we cheating ourselves? It's there. So if you have some shame or some things do not sit well with you, say it out loud and believe in it. We have a legislative system in the Quran. نظام تشريعي في القرآن موجود. يعني لماذا? Why a sister from Bangladesh or Pakistan will come to somebody like myself living here in the States and all of that and ask him, oh, my father passed away, how much my brother should take or this or that. لماذا تسألني عن قضية من قضايا المواريث؟ لأنها في الإسلام. It is in Islam. It is there. The legislative system in there, and economic system is in there. We ask the brothers to move forward, inshallah, and to this side of the masjid. همشنا مفهوم الأمة لما تهمش مفهوم الأمة تهمش التشريع وضع جانبا. طبعا لا نتكلم عن أحوالنا لا يسائل. We shouldn't misunderstand. Muslims in this country, they have a special, specific circumstance, or in any non-Islamic country. And by non-Islamic country, that's not to put any country down, no, but to give the right definition. A country that's, adopting the faith or aqidah or implementing Islam in general as aqidah and as rituals, and a country that's not. Well, at least it says. Because many things that is not being said, it goes without saying, it's not Islam. It's being implemented here, not implemented there. But we agree it's a non-Islamic country. Even though we might enjoy more rights and some amazing opportunities to practice Islam than elsewhere. But still, we talk about the concept of Ummah. Muslims cannot live everywhere like that because Islam did not come as a form of something for you, to just between you and your Lord, and regardless of the system. That's one important part of Islam. But if all Muslims would be living with no Islamic system, there is still something missing, which is the concept of Ummah. أمة موحدة لها قائد لها رئيس لها نظام لها سياسة داخلية وسياسة خارجية. ثم من للمسلمين أن يعيشوا حيث يشاءوا ما داموا قادرين على التطبيق وممارسة شعائرهم. Then Muslims can live wherever they want, inside or outside this country or this state or this kayan or this entity, as long as they are capable of practicing their rituals. So again, why? Why is this happening to us? Because we marginalized big portions of Islam. So Islam will be only consulted when it comes to الوضوء. أين الإسلام في حياتنا؟ قواعد الوضوء وأحكام الغسل وأحكام دورة المياه. ثم إذا أتينا إلى هذا المكان كيف نصلي الصفوف وكيف نصلي. طيب يعني ألم نقرأ القرآن؟ Let's not talk about fiqh and this agreement, even though this is a source of pride for Muslims, only when they understand. But let's not talk about this. Let's talk about Quran. Recite Surah Al-Ma'idah and see all of these rules and all of these things in there. We have Muslims living nowadays and would argue a lot. Al-Almaniyya, this is the right way, secularism. Yeah, but 50 years ago people were talking about Al-Ishtirakiyya and Al-Markisiyya and such. Al-Islam فيه كل ما في كل هؤلاء وزيادة. والله. When they talk about secularism, for example, they do not understand what it is or how it begins. They took one bright, shining part of it and they did not know that it's there in Islam, and even more. العلمانية نشأت حين طغت الكنيسة والسلطة الدينية وهذا ليس في ديننا. When the church becoming like ruling over people, you cannot even think without consulting the church. You cannot have a hypothesis like Galileo, a scientific hypothesis, otherwise you will be put in the stake. That's not there in Islam. That's not there. Umar, which is a sole religious figure, Khalifat Rasulullah, the figure number 2 after the Prophet ﷺ, he will be the leader and the political Khalifa, and nobody can say nothing, but yet a woman would stand and say, you are wrong. What is that? Oh, that's freedom of expression. Where is this coming from? Almaniyya, no, it's from Islam. Right to vote. When Umar, radiallahu anhu, he nominated someone to be after him, and he put Abdul Rahman ibn Auf to be the leader of this committee, he had to go to each single house in Medina, to men and women and everybody, to ask them, do you like him? What do you vote? What is your right? Or what do you say about him? Voting. Where is it coming from? Oh, is it coming in the 20th century with democracies? No! It's there in our religion and even more. وَأَمْرُهُمْ شُورَى بَيْنَهُمْ. أمر المسلمين شورى بين المسلمين. هم مش كل ذلك واتبع المسلمون استراتيجيات أخرى في النواحي القانونية. مصر تعمل بالقانون الفرنسي وهذه بالقانون الإيطالي والآخر بالقانون كذا وكذا. And subhanallah, يعني you see Muslims, wherever you go, they will adopt ways of non-Muslim in legislation, for example, of non-Muslim people. وقد تتبع بعض الباحثين أجزاء من القانون الفرنسي فوجدوها في كثير منها مبنية على الفقه المالكي. فرنسا متأخمة للأندلس، الأندلس المذهب المالكي كان سائد فيها كسيادته الآن في المغرب العربي، ويعني قالوا قد اقتبسوا منه بذكائهم كما اقتبس الأمريكان الآن. تذهب إلى المحكمة العليا the Supreme Court in Washington. They quote some portion of the Quran, the ayahs in there. The ayah from Surah النساء يا أيها الذين آمنوا كونوا قوامين بالقسط شهداء لله ولو على أنفسكم أو الوالدين والأقربين. It's there. And this is part of their, why they are at the top of the nations. Because they get the best out of every nation. Us, we have the best of the best, yet we go after others. Even though those others, they took remnants from, and remainings from us. We have the superiority, not because we are above people or anything, because our religion is from Allah. And Allah is the only one true God. We put that aside, and we look at other things. May I ask the brothers again to move forward, inshallah, and make room for the brothers who are coming. أقول قولي هذا وأستغفر الله العظيم لي ولكم فاستغفروه واتقوه. الحمد لله رب العالمين والعاقبة للمتقين ولا عدوان إلا على الظالمين الآثمين، وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله رب العالمين، وأشهد أن سيدنا ونبينا محمدا عبده ورسوله الأمين. اللهم صل وسلم وبارك عليه وعلى آله وصحابته أجمعين. واقع المسلمين اليوم معروف ومرئي ومشاهد. The reality of Muslims nowadays, everybody knows about it. Everybody knows about it. Everybody knows about the clashes and killings and blood inside Muslims killing each other, or from outside by the help of Muslims. Some Muslims help outsiders to come and kill Muslims, and that's something that we see everywhere. We're not here to talk about politics, but we're here again to talk about part of this, of the concept of Quran, which is there in the Quran, مفهوم الأمة, the nation of this Ummah, or the concept of Muslims being together. How can we achieve that? Definitely there is some kind of dreams for now to talk about one body, just like the United States as an example. A few hundred years ago, talking about people who do not have any infrastructure or any system, they come together, they form a system that within a couple of hundred years, it's one of the strongest systems in the world. Even though we have some differences, this state will have, its own rules somehow, but then they will work together as a united body. And it's not the only example. The European Union, people with different polish are different from the Irish, different from the British. اختلافات وثقافات وأمم المان ينظرون نفسهم الجنس الآري أنهم فوق البشر. The German people, they look at themselves as the Aryan, whatever they call them, race. All of these races in Europe, they come together somehow and they form unities. We see it happening everywhere. We see it. Why don't we do? When we have so many things for us to come together. Some of these for us is here, is available, is what we're doing now, is Ramadan. How did it happen? How did it happen that Pakistanis and Bangladesh and Chinese and Japanese and Indonesian and Arabs and Americans and all of these Muslims all over the world just doing what we're doing now? Praying at night, fasting in the day, beginning the month, ending the month. How did it happen? اليوم أكملت لكم دينكم. It happened because the one who formed the concept of nation, Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, by the order of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, is the one who gave them that. They took that and they formed a nation by, على التعبديات والشعائر. They form a nation on fasting, which is good, alhamdulillah, Hajj. But they forgot so many other parts of this nation. They forgot that whatever is happening in Burma, even though we don't know much about Burma, should be affecting me and you because it belongs to me. It's one body, it's one ummah. Whatever is happening to anybody belongs to me as Muslims. And also whatever is happening to any human is affecting me, but on a different level. But nowadays, it's not only that we ignore, but we ignore what's happening to one organ of our body, but it's unfortunately that some Muslims, they become fil hadid, in the lowest of the lowest, in terms of understanding, in terms of being completely disconnected from Ruh al-Islam, the spirit of Islam. They take from Islam the name, they take from Islam what to eat and what not to eat, they take from Islam prayers and this and that, but they ignore very important things like the concept of Ummah, the concept of us being together. Let me also shock you by something, but I have my own, at least that's what I believe in. I respect Jews so much, even though I completely disagree with them in having their identity and getting each other from all over the world, Argentina and Russia and this and that. They have nothing to do with each other but the identity. Al-Ummah al-Yahudiyya, they got together. They formed a country, even though we completely disagree with the concept. They revived a language. يعني اللغة العبرية بعد وفاتها، بعد يعني إقبالها 3000 سنة عادت اللغة العبرية. It's amazing, isn't it? Isn't it amazing that one ummah can get back together, can form this thing, can find the common things, even though they have so many uncommon things in between them. So Muslims, we do have so many common things in between us. We carry goodness for everybody, but subhanAllah, we become so, sick that we have these things in between us. We cannot even have a healthy conversation somehow. We cannot discuss things in the right way. We become affected by everything but the Quran. And I'm sorry to say that. We become affected by all ideologies and ways. But let's read a little bit about the ideology of Allah, the ideology of Quran, other than hearing from others, telling us that Quran is not sufficient, is not good. It's not good to judge, to rule which madhab you would follow, which way you adopt. So they are telling, in other words, that this is not applicable. It is not applicable. But that's against what Allah Azza wa Jalla is saying. وَنَزَّلْنَا عَلَيْكَ الْكِتَابَ تِبْيَانًا لِكُلِّ شَيْءٍ. It is a clarification for everything. وَهُدًى وَرَحْمَةً وَبُشْرًى. Guidance and mercy and glad tidings for Muslims, for those who submit, and for those who take it as a constitution. Definitely there will be some disagreement because we're humans. We are not machines. We are not templates of copies of each other. But disagreement, even that, Islam would regulate it in such a way, just like we are having it, an example for it right here in the States. So many people, so many languages, so many things, but then all of these differences would work together forward, not backward or, in clash with each other. So that was just, I was trying to make this khutbah as kind of reminder for us to reflect. As we are now, alhamdulillah, الأمعاء والمعدة خالية, ولذلك الفكرة أحيانا تزهو. As we have empty stomach, we focus more on the mind and on the soul. So let's reflect. Who do we belong to? What is my identity? Who I am? What do I believe in? And let's edit that. Let's look deeply into that and verify that. Let's verify that and let's use the criterion, which is Al-Quran. In the month of the Quran, do not look at anything, just look at the book of Allah during the month of Ramadan, and let's not just read over the ayat and recite them and enjoy reciting them and enjoy finishing 1 juz, 5 juz, 10 juz. Let's reflect a little bit on an ayah when we pass by it and get the message of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Maybe the dream will come back, inshallah, true again, when Muslims would read the Quran and understand the Quran and know that the goodness is there, that democracy is there, and more, that shura is there, that economic system and justice and happiness and everything is there. And then, by the way, Islam, when they say this or that, it's not in conflict with Islam. No, because whatever agrees with Islam, we take it. We take it as part of Islam. Whatever is good with what we are having, as just let's have Quran and Islam as the masterpiece. As the masterpiece. And then whatever goes with it, no matter where is it coming from. Al-hikmatu, wherever it's coming from. As long as it's coming with Islam. What we are doing is we take whatever is good and we try to make it, yeah, that's Islamic, that's good, so it should be Islamic. No, let's understand what's Islamic first, and then we will have a stronger, understanding of what's good and what's bad, what can we implement and what not. When we get there, inshallah ta'ala, I am 100% sure that ستذوب الخلافات. All the disagreements, the negative disagreements will disappear. وَسَيَرْهَبُنَ الْأَعْدَاءِ. All of those enemies that tell Muslims everywhere, they will start thinking back. Because they said, some enemies they said, as long as this Quran is there, our job is going to be so tough to oppose those Muslims. The Quran is there, and it's going to continue to exist and to be there, inshallah. It's all on us, especially in a time like this, Ramadan, to look into it. Not only for reading, reflecting, understanding, and then trying to implement as much as we can, inshallah ta'ala. أقول قولي هذا وأسأل الله العظيم في هذه الساعة أن يفهمنا ديننا وأن يفقهنا فيه. May Allah give us the understanding of our deen and the knowledge of our deen. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us the right understanding and the right guidance of this deen and implement it in the right way, Ya Rabbil Alameen. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us the best out of Ramadan. Take us out of Ramadan with all of our sins being forgiven, with all of our sins being wiped away. May Allah Jalla نسأل الله نجعلنا من عتقائه من النار في شهر رمضان. اللهم أعتق رقابنا من النار يا رب العالمين. اللهم أخرج هذه الأمة مما نزل بها وأغث المسلمين المشردين في كل مكان يا رب العالمين. Aid Muslims يا رب العالمين. Oh Allah, aid us. Oh Allah, aid us and give us assistance يا رب العالمين. Oh Allah, give us better understanding. Oh Allah, bring our hearts together يا رب العالمين. Oh Allah, أنت ألفت بين قلوب الصحابة. لو أنفق من أنفق ما في الأرض جميعا ليؤلف بين قلوبهم ما ألف بين قلوبهم ولكنك يا رب ألفت بينهم فألف بين قلوبنا كما ألفت بينهم. Bring the hearts of Muslims together as you brought the hearts of the Sahaba together يا رب العالمين. Oh Allah, make us always on the right track, on the right way, respecting each other, loving each other, caring for each other, carrying goodness for everybody, for Muslims and for non-Muslims, Ya Rabbil Alameen. Oh Allah, make this community strong, make all Muslim communities strong, make us work together, make us understand and feel the passion that we share and the deen that we share, Ya Rabbil Alameen. Allahumma salli wa sallim wa barak ala Sayyidina Muhammad wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. Before I conclude, one little thing, actually it's a big thing, that again, that's my view. Everything I'm saying here, that's just my view. Could be right, could be wrong. Whatever is good from it, take it. Whatever is not, leave it. I believe that this is something we should never, my view, disagree on. The Islamic school, the schooling system, and trying to revive our identity. This is working only because of the efforts of us, of some of us. Hopefully all of us, inshallah ta'ala, will support it. Definitely there could be some deficiency in there, but deficiencies again or sickness, the cure is not to kill it, or the solution is not to kill the sick person, but to cure it and to try to make it work best and everything. Why I say it's a successful example? Number one thing, because I believe in, identity of Muslims should be revived only when the house, the home, and father and mother, and the school as well will, shape this person. Give you an example, quick example in Houston from one of the imams, Houston, Texas. One father and mother, they brought their child to high school or something to the imam, and he's saying cross and Jesus, and he doesn't want to take Islam. He said, why? The imam was talking to him in a nice way. He said, why did he say that? He said, it's only you, when I come to the masjid and those in the masjid, and my mom and dad say Muhammad and Islam. Everybody else is saying Jesus and cross. So what do you want me to do? I go by majority. So we're trying to, enforce and enhance our identity at the same time without compromising the scientific part of it. Haydami is right there. Amjad Haydami is right there. Somebody who just graduated high school from this high school. I take pride in having someone like this being a product of the Islamic school. And so many examples. Khuttba, Abdul Rahim, Mus'ab. So many other examples are here. So if you want scientific, achievement and stuff, alhamdulillah, we're having. And at the same time, we're not saying that it's going to be a guarantee for your son to be a very strong Muslim, but at least you have to work towards this. Again, that's my view. Inshallah, we're having a fundraising after Salat al-Jum'ah. Please get the chance to support and be behind this good cause. Wallahu a'lam. قولوا قولي هذا واستغفر الله ولكم ولكم.
Kindly check your cell phone and pager, please. Take it to silent mode now.
الله أكبر الله أكبر أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله حي على الصلاة حي على الفلاح قد قامت الصلاة قد قامت الصلاة الله أكبر الله أكبر لا إله إلا إلا الله.
ولا تختلف. الله أكبر.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين. إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين. اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. واعتصموا بحبل الله جميعا ولا تفرقوا واذكروا نعمة الله عليكم إذ كنتم أعداء فألف بين قلوبكم فأصبحتم بنعمته إخوانا وكنتم على شفا حفرة من النار فأنقذكم منها. كذلك يبين الله لكم آياته لعلكم تهتدون. ولتكن منكم أمة يدعون إلى الخير ويأمرون بالمعروف وينهون عن المنكر وأولئك هم المفلحون. ولا تكونوا كالذين تفرقوا واختلفوا من بعد ما جاءهم البينات وأولئك لهم عذاب عظيم. الله. سمع الله لمن حمده. الله. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين. إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين. اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. والعصر إن الإنسان لفي خسر إلا الذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات وتواصوا بالحق وتواصوا بالصبر. الله أكبر. سمع الله لمن حمده. الله. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. السلام عليكم. Allah Azza Jalla, a few minutes of your time, bi'idhnillah. And again, this is another good cause, an institution of our community that we are trying to support and help so we will survive and continue, inshallah Azza wa Jalla.